Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank y'all for joining me this Tuesday like y'all do every Tuesday. But before we go any further, make sure you guys click that arrow in the lower right corner and share this live with 3 friends you think will love the conversation. I'm so excited to be back today, you guys, and I'm so excited because I have an amazing guest, right? I'm super geek. But I'm going to let a few of you guys get in here before we go any further. You guys, my eyes are so bothered by this light. I don't know why it's doing this, but it is. So we're gonna go ahead and get it started. I'm super excited, you guys. We had a really great episode. I see you guys joining in. Hey, don't mind my eyes. I don't know what's wrong with them. This light does it every so often. When it's too much light, it's too much for my eyes. So hey, make sure y'all see you guys joining in. Y'all know we gotta start the same way anyway. Drop in the comment section something you're grateful for. Tonight I'm grateful for I would say that I'm grateful for, I feel really nervous because it's like my first time being back doing like a real interview outside of Cherrell and Friends. That wasn't really like interview style, it's more a panel style, but I'm nervous, but I'm happy because I like the nervous that I got. I can distinguish between my different types of nervous. So I'm nervous, but I'm thankful for that and I'm grateful for that. So that's what I'm grateful to be nervous. That's a good sign. Good sign for me at least. I see y'all joining in. Somebody says my creativity. Always got to be grateful for that. It's definitely the light, man. I'm trying to tell you, I don't know why my eyes don't do well. Like my phone is always dark. I don't like my house dark, but I always keep my phone dark. It's just too much. Like I'm getting a headache now, actually, just thinking about it. So Shanice, I saw you join in. Go ahead and let me see something. I'm gonna get you on here. For life. Family is beautiful. Definitely for life. Definitely for life. Yeah, so y'all see my eyes doing weird things.
Hopefully I'm doing this right. I had to get a coffee because I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be. I saw you say that you were like, I'm nervous. Now I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know where it came out of nowhere too. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, I'm excited though.
How are you?
Huh? I'm good. See, I'm reading the comments. I can't. How do I block the comments? Because I ain't got time for y'all.
Don't worry. We gonna be getting to the comments because people are gonna be saying things. And so just in case you guys know, I am a mama and I have a toddler, so my co-host might come in here at some point. So just
and I got 2 toddlers here too.
You do? Okay, so
yeah.
Good. I hear mine waking up now. So
I had to do a whole report. Like, do not come out this room.
Man, he's waking up. He'll be in here any second. Hear people talking. All right, so I'm so excited to have you.
I'm excited. I feel like it's like a celebrity on here.
What? What, Shanice? Okay, y'all.
Girl, I really love your platform. Like, I really love the consistency. Like, I really do. Like, I am honored. Come on, I'll start that crying because I cry.
Okay, for real, because it might be the hormones, bro. The period or something gotta be coming. Okay, that's my fiance. Okay, I hear the fiance. All right, so before we get started, Shanice, we gotta start every show off with something that we're grateful for. It's imperative that we thankful for what we have and that we don't focus too much on what we don't. So, what's something that you're grateful for?
This opportunity. That's what I'm grateful for.
I knew I like this episode. Okay, all right. What do you need? Okay, mommy's working. I can't. What do you need? You want some water? Okay, honey, you can take my iPad and you can play on it. Y'all give me. I'm so sorry. I know this is coming. Give me 1 second, honey.
I kept texting me.
If I die, you can take that in there. It's about to die, actually. Honey, take this. You can take that. You can take your tablet. This is about to die. You can't.
I gotta drink my coffee.
It's about to die. You can't take it, baby. It's about to die. It's literally on 3%. So take this. You can take this. You want a popsicle? Okay, let's go. Let's go. I'll give you a popsicle. I'm so sorry, you guys. Give me just 1 moment. Come on, let's go. I'll get you a popsicle. Play on your tablet. Mom's at work, okay?
I can't pause for the text message.
Ice cream or popsicle?
Make sure my lip gloss look right. I read these comments. Yeah, that's my door.
It's okay. It just won't go. It's okay. Go pee. And when you're done, I shall show you. Okay? I love you. All right, I love you.
Look, okay,
I was a kid
at my sorry. Listen, the neighbor kid just knocked at my door. I'm like, y'all don't leave me alone.
I'm so sorry. I saw that in your video or something you uploaded, like the neighbor kid trying
they
to
always at my door.
Okay. I'm so sorry. That was so long. They said, girl, you look fine. Everybody joining. Hey, everybody joining in. Make sure y'all drop in the comment section something you're grateful for. So, Shanice, you said you were grateful for the opportunity. First off, your event sparked the reason that you're here. You got a new event coming up this weekend, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that. Is Dear Brunch, the little girl in me?
Yeah, so it started from Dear Diary. So Dear Diary was strictly for teenagers. Because I didn't want to really, I wouldn't want to say I don't want to help the adults, but you know how like the older you get, the more you be stuck in a certain mindset.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, but everybody kept asking like, Shanice, please do a Dear Diary for adults. So the whole point of it is just a safe place for women, like us to have a good time, do self-esteem activities. Like we're going to write letters to a person we need to forgive. Like it's just a safe place, because we don't get that many safe places.
We don't.
Where we take it to social media and people putting our business out. Yes. So I just want to create a safe place for women. So that is this Sunday. Was it 2 to 6? I forgot the time.
I think it's 3. I think it's 3 to 6. And
yeah, something like that.
Okay,
but I know, like, since I'm promoting it, I did want to give a free ticket away for free. Like, so whoever on here that don't know me, I want to give one free ticket away. Okay. I got 2 tickets left to sell, but I'm gonna give one away for free for sure.
So y'all heard here
like
first. So y'all watching this live, she gonna let y'all know how to get that free ticket to attend Dear Brunch, Little Girl and Me this Sunday. So make sure y'all stay tuned because we got a lot to talk about today. So let's first off, are you having another? Somebody said, are you having another one?
It depends how this one go. But I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes for sure. I'm not even gonna doubt it. I feel
like the Dear Diaries were really successful. Like,
the Dear Diary, it was. But I'm just so afraid when it comes to older women because I don't know how they're gonna respond. Like me growing up, a lot of people like didn't take my wisdom serious because my age. Right. So I'm like, how are these women gonna respond to me if I'm 28 years old and they 30? Like, what you know? And I'm like, I actually do know stuff.
Right? You okay? And that's funny you said that because that really is how, especially when it comes to women. Yeah. Especially when it's always like a hierarchy type vibe. Like I'm older than you.
Yeah,
trying to lose you. Like actually, I can teach you some things if you listen. I can help you out if you stop acting like that. I get to though. Let's see the comments. I'll be busy. Girl, it's happening again. I understand that. Somebody said, girl, stop moving out of fear.
Oh my God. See, how do I block the comments?
No. We need the comments. They're going to time in and tell us some things. Okay, so first of all, let me say this. I got 2 things to share. This is the first thing I'll share. I got some other things I'll share. But when I think of Shanice, I think of women's empowerment. Mm-hmm. I think of sisterhood. I think of transparency. I think of God. I think of pink for sure. I hate pink. I think of motherhood. Like, is that what you have? Would you say that's what you wanted to build your brand? Would you say those are things that you wanted to associate with your brand?
I think I would say all of that and healing. Like God first, healing, and everything what you said. Like, because without God, like God came first, then my healing came, and then everything else like began to be like business, purpose, like everything began to flow. So I think the biggest thing for me, my biggest passion and my calling is just helping women heal. Like I know the beneficial of healing and finding God. So I think that's the brain. Like if I can just help you heal, like I can have well done from God, and that's it. Like that's all I need.
You can't beat that. So that's one thing you do. You ain't never you talk about God all the time.
I love God. You don't love God.
And I'm not saying don't ever mistake it. Like I am not opposed to it or nothing like that. But how did you get what did you find this relationship with God, or who introduced you to God?
That's crazy because I was just telling my fiance nobody. Like I grew up with an imaginary friend, and I thought it was an imaginary friend, but the entire time I have a relationship with God. Like I was always talking and praying to God, and I wasn't taught that. But then, like the older I got, it was just so many incidents. Like you remember the incident where the shooting in the club? I think you was there. Well, that was Letha. That was Letha. Me and Letha was at a club. We was like teenagers or something, and I was standing in the club right next to this guy. So while I'm standing next to this guy, my friend was like, let's go to the back, take a picture. So we took a picture, but the exact spot I was standing in, the guy next to me got shot in the head. But I remember something in my gut was like, Shanice, scoot over, go towards the back. So I kept having incidents like that. And I'm like, it's not a coincidence. Like, I just knew it was more to life than coincidence or like stuff like that. Like, I just knew it was a God. And it's just like, I just seen the fruit of me just choosing God. Like, the moment I stopped choosing them toxic people and put God first, like I just watched my whole life like transform just off that one decision in life. Like, but it's a lot of work behind it. It's not people think, oh, I just pray to God and that's it. But you gotta be self-disciplined and all the good stuff.
Well, you never lie. You made a good point because it's definitely more than just a couple prayers.
Yeah, it is.
Posts. It ain't church every Sunday because it definitely ain't that. Because
Yeah.
I know some that go there. Yeah. They closer than you think. It's like, no,
listen, I ain't gonna say nothing, but I've been there.
Do you? So I talked a lot. Well, I just did an episode. We talked about just transparency and telling all your business. Do you ever worry about that biting you in your ass?
I'm glad you said it because I love telling my business. Like I like telling my business. I don't know why. My best friend, she said something because I had a family member. They was like, "You always tell your business," and she was like, "No, you tell people what you overcame," and that's people don't understand the difference. Like I hate social media because we paint this picture like we're perfect. Like everybody's showing you the filter of life, but we're not showing you when we was crying. Like perfect example, my transmission went out. I'm driving an old kidnapper looking van right now. But how many of you know people gonna post that on social media and say I'm driving it? Because I want you to see my mid struggle to show like when I do get successful, you gonna know that I didn't get this just because like I got this because I actually had to struggle for this. I actually had to go through stuff. So it's just like I love telling my business. Like I love pouring my own tea. Like it ain't no secrets out here. Like I'm gonna tell you before you tell me. Like I ain't got no secrets.
Have you always been like that, or did something happen to you? Was just like, let me tell these people before they find out?
Like it was always because it started on Facebook. Like it was like always an urge. I wouldn't call it an urge. It was always God. Like somebody needs to like hear this. Like you see my inbox, it's all the women like thanking me, like always saying like she's like, wow, I appreciate this. And at first I was doing this just to let it out. But it went from me letting it out to actually me like, dang, Shanice, you really helping people with this. And that's how Fix Your Crown Sis started, because I was actually fixing my own crown when I was bitten to Facebook. And that went bigger.
It's funny because in the episode of your podcast, you call yourself Queen of Telling All My Business.
Yeah.
And that's why I like, do you always just tell it? Let's see. I think that was Kimberly that said it was me right there. Somebody said somebody died right in front of us. That was the most devastating thing I've ever experienced. The whole East Warren was there. Somebody said, not a kidnapper van. Yes, a kidnapper van. I didn't see that post. I thought it was.
Listen, I'm getting the ball in that van.
It said, I think it's weird when people take transparency for being real.
Mm-hmm.
Yet people love the fake.
You know the Black community, that's really hard for people to do too, I realize. Like, we sweep stuff under the rug so much. So when somebody do come up and say something that we don't supposed to say, like, we can't mention that somebody got raped as a kid out loud.
Oh, yeah.
That's something
it's like
that's
secondhand
supposed to
embarrassment.
Yeah, but it's just like, how can that person heal if they don't talk about it?
Yeah. There's, what happens in this house stays in this house. I think you made a post about that or something. It's like, that's in a lot of people in a lot of dark places.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of dark places that, like, I never like that. That's something I don't teach my kid. I don't like being told what happens in this house stays in the house. Whatever happened in the house, you tell me. You tell me. Yeah, we gonna nip it in the bud, because that's how kids keep secrets, and that's how things happen.
Yeah.
That right there is exactly how a bunch of people get hurt.
My favorite saying is, you can't heal what you don't reveal. Like,
there you go. There you go. You absolutely cannot. Okay, so you started Dear Diary, and what was that like? What do you like, or what type? I know you did the event, but how did that heal you as a young lady? Because you were young. That was what, 2021? I think you did your first event.
Yeah, last year. Because I was like, what headspace I was in. I think I was like finally in the season where I was just happy being alone. Like I was just so content of being single by myself. And I remember like, I don't know if people remember, it was so many girls running away from home. So I'm like, they not running away from home. They with their boyfriend. Because that's what I was doing at 14 and 15. Like, I was tied a sheet on the bunk bed, sliding down on the AC, hop the fence, and caught the bus to my boyfriend. So I already knew where they was at. So I'm like, and then like it instantly hit me. It was like, Shanice, you was that girl. So let's help that girl. So like once I was in that mood, I was like, I thought of Dear Diary. I'm like, this is perfect to do Dear Diary. Because I was that teenager. I was definitely that teenager who was like, I was wild. I had my best life.
I love that though. I love that now because it's like so easy when you get older to be talking to kids from a 28-year-old perspective instead of being 28 talking to them from a former 15, 16-year-old perspective. We lose that when we get
But that's the thing though, what I learned, you have to meet them where they at. That's what my pastor taught me. He was like, Shanice, you can't go to a 14-year-old and you 28 and be like, don't date that boy. Like you have to actually tell her like, girl, I was that crazy girl too. I was a side chick. Like I actually tell them girls, like, I used to be a side chick. I'm not proud of it, but my low self-esteem had me settling so bad that I was actually settling for less, being a crazy chick. I was all of that. So I always meet a teenager exactly where they at. Just make it know, like, I'm not better than you, but I understand you. And I've been there. But I want to be the example for you. I call myself a real model. I'm not a role model. I'm a real model. I'm going to show you the real, but don't look up to me.
Okay. You talk about that too in your podcast about making idols. And you talk
about like, oh, listen to my podcast. Check you out. Period. It's like, no.
I did listen to it. I listened to it. I did.
Yeah, idols. Yeah, I definitely had idols. Like that's a different topic, but I had idols with relationships. Like I used to make a man my God, and like always put God second, and wondering why is I'm being treated this way because I was making a man an idol, and that's another story.
It's literally. I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder how this gonna go, and it's literally like you're just talking right into the next one. I'm like, well, go here.
I was so excited.
I literally want to talk about that. I was first of all, when I get questions, I try not to prepare questions too early in advance. I don't like that because it feels forced. So I like them let me work under a little pressure. It gives me better, it gives me better. My creativity flows a little better when I'm under pressure. So I'm scrolling, I'm looking, and then I had your podcast. I think it was yesterday. I had your podcast plan. I think I listened to it today again too. But I had it planned, and I'm listening to you talk. And I'm like, damn, she sounds so familiar. And it wasn't that what you said actually sounded like somebody. It was just that your story sounded so familiar. And I'm like, that kind of sound like I'm in the middle of something, baby. It sounded like Fantasia. I get to the bottom of your page today. You got a clip of Fantasia.
Oh yeah. I love her story. Like her whole story. I could definitely relate to that whole story.
And it's funny because you were talking. I was like, God damn, it sounds just like that. And I get there, and you got a clip. What do you think? Like, what similarities do you think in her that you see in yourself?
Like Fantasia? Because my latest podcast, I didn't even upload it. It was called Lose to Win. She had a.
I love that song.
Yeah. So I took a whole podcast and like, cause I'm like, I really had to lose so much in life. I had to lose people, jobs, everything. But it's like, I won though. At the end of the day, like nothing that walked away, no job. Like I still I gained in losing, but her whole story of how she got engaged, like I love that girl, like Fantasia. Like I relate to her a lot. Like I literally got a podcast I didn't even upload about Fantasia. I literally saw that. I was like, damn, this sounds just like her, just like her. So I know that young girls now have a lot. I feel like they have it a lot worse than we had to. Social media was just coming up when we were high school. We didn't have it. And we sure didn't.
You was getting teased for your baby doll shoes. Now it's like we ain't got no Gucci, you a bum. It was like, oh my God. I would have been cooked in high school. It would have been done for. How do you, when you're doing these events or when you're talking to young girls, how do you teach them about dealing with being judged? Because instead of just the 100 people maybe in your school or 50 people, now you got 500 people on your Instagram judging you. Or how do you deal with that as well? I
think like the most important thing I ever learned in life is be yourself. Like even in high school, like I don't know if you remember, I was always quiet to myself because I never wanted to fit in with people. And people think if I fit in, oh, I'm good. Like I made it, I'm popular. But I never wanted to fit in with nobody in school. I learned that there's nobody like you. Like there's no DNA like you. God made you just specifically you. Like nobody can do it like you. You don't have to wake up tomorrow and compete with a soul, because God made you just for you. It's stuff that you do that I can't do, and it's stuff that I do that you can't do. So I think that's the biggest thing with teenagers, like, just be yourself, because you go on social media, you see girls getting these butt lifts, all this crazy stuff, and you think that you need that when you don't.
Man, I'm trying to. I'm glad you said. I want to say this. Grown women weight is a real thing. I don't know if there is young girls watching and young little sisters. Grown women weight is a real thing. And them BBLs and them breastlets, baby, will sit in. Their metabolism will slow down. It's gonna get real. It's gonna get real. I'm trying to tell you, appreciate what you got before God make you appreciate.
Yeah, for real. I love my little booty. You
like little booty, Shanice? Period. Okay, little booties matter, y'all.
I work hard for that.
Okay. So I did a big thing was that you talk about healing and being a woman. How did motherhood, shift you into, healing better?
That's a good question.
How did that affect? Yeah.
That's a good question. Like, I was actually thinking something similar earlier. I was thinking, like, I didn't become a woman. You know how we be like, we pay bills, we a mother now, we're grown. I realized I wasn't grown until I decided to heal. Ooh. Like, perfect example, like, I realized every year my birthday was coming, but I was just turning a different age. But I still had this 14-year-old broken girl in me who was getting abortions, running away from home, who was getting her heart broken. Like, I realized I was 24 years old, but I was walking around a 14-year-old body. Even though I was a mother and I was grown paying bills, I realized I wasn't grown that whole entire time. So when I became a mother, I was still broken. I was still the 14-year-old girl in a 22-year-old body when I became a mother. Because we think that's not grown. Until you heal that broken girl in you, that's what makes you grown. Because I'm like, why is you? I couldn't even communicate properly in arguments because I
feel that.
Yeah, I couldn't even communicate properly because I'm like, Shanice, you responding from that 10-year-old who got bullied when as a kid. I was responding from a old Shanice that was like a broken Shanice. So being a mother, it opened my eyes up because I wanted to set a different example, of course, and be a better person. But I didn't become a grown woman until I was like 25 years old and I finally decided to heal. Let me get these kids because they about to.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If y'all are watching, make sure y'all share this live with 3 friends you think would love the conversation. Click that button in the lower right corner, that arrow, and share it with friends you think would love it. What can I help you with? What do you need? What do you talk to me? What do you need?
Do y'all see these kids?
Okay. All right. So you talk about motherhood and I'm sorry, before we get any questions, let's get this. We got a lot of comments here. I'm going to just scroll to the last 3. Forgive me, y'all. Somebody said, yes, Shanice, I feel you. Thank God for healing. Somebody said, like it's slow. Somebody said that birthday statement hit me and said, I love kids. I love kids too, but sometimes I like to put them on.
They drive me crazy.
Put them on pause for a second. Okay. So you talk a lot about God and healing. And it's like, now you're engaged. Right?
Yeah.
Fiance, he's in the comment section. Shout out to the fiance and your mom. How do you balance dealing with Shanice healing?
That is like, you know what I thought? I thought like when you get engaged, like everything's gonna be just smooth. Like, but you still gotta heal. I'm like, I'm still healing. I realize healing is a lifetime journey. It doesn't end. Like, I realized the way I look at healing is like graduation. Like, you master this area, then you go to the next level, then you go to the next level. So when I got engaged, we both did healing separately. But now that we together, we have this, like, I won't say trauma response, but we have these moments where we feel like, she's going to hurt me like the last person did, or he's going to hurt me. Ooh. And instead of us just accepting, like God brought us together. Like, if God brought us together, then we got to put the work in to do it. But to balance, because I'm a stepmom too, like I have like his kid permanently here. So I went from by myself every weekend to mommy trips and doing all this like mommy duties and stuff like that. But to balance it all together, it's been so hard. But it's a good journey though. It's a good journey because like in my single season, I was like, okay, my Friday night was watch my reality shows, eat pizza and chill. But now my Friday nights changed. But it was like, it's worth it though. But to balance it, I think just making sure you okay. Like somebody always told me, like, Shanice, make sure you okay. And if Shanice not okay, Shanice can't be a good mother. Shanice can't be a good sister. Shanice can't be a good worker. Shanice can't be nothing. So I always make sure I go in my closet and pray, or I go for a walk outside, put some headphones on. I always make sure I just take some time to myself because I can't show up for everybody else if I'm not right.
Absolutely.
So that's like how I balance that.
That's a very good point. And congratulations on a new addition to the family, the man.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well, Tyler, because like, I can hear them. So that's
yeah, they drive me crazy.
So now you know you were healing for you were healing for your baby, and now you got another pair of eyes looking at you.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry about that? Especially in those moments when you feel like I'm still so broken, I still got so much to do, but now you got another pair of eyes and another life that you're gonna impact. Do you ever think about that?
My fiance, like he's like a mirror to me. Like he showed me things about myself that I didn't know that was broken. Like I thought I was the nicest person in the world, but he taught me that I had selfish ways. And how that selfish ways came, you know how they be like, love yourself, like self-care. I took self-care a little bit too far. Like I made sure I love myself, forget everybody else. So I made sure I love Shanice K Hill. Like nobody came before Shanice K Hill. And he taught me that I was selfish. I'm like, I would give anybody money. Like I'm not selfish, but when they say love yourself first, I love myself first.
Okay.
So like he's definitely like a mirror where he just like he point out things, and I used to get so offended because in past relationships they used to point out my flaws, but it was like to like bring me down. So when he point out flaws, it's actually to push me, but I be like I get so offensive, like oh you're trying to tear me down. So I had to unlearn that whole unlearning to relearn stuff. It's a lot. It's a journey.
I see. I ain't got there yet, girl. Still working on it. But so you growing as a mom, you growing as a fiance, because this is definitely a new role. And most importantly, though, through all this healing, you're growing as a businesswoman, and now you're doing Dear Brunch for adult women. Yeah. You know, what do you think has been like, just like I remember someone posted said, stop acting out of fear, but what do you think has been like your biggest obstacle with, you know, just bringing this event to manifestation?
I don't know. Like, that's why I admire you so much on the self-discipline, because that's like my biggest thing. Like, yes, let me tell you why. Like, I keep saying it because it's so true. Like, for you to still do this every Tuesday, like me, I let my emotions get in the way. Where I want to do a podcast, like I stopped doing podcasts for months just because I was going through a certain season of my life. But to stay, because that self-discipline for success is the most important thing. To have that self-discipline, that's my hardest thing. Because like once I get in my feelings, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to talk to nobody. Like I allow my emotions to take over my mind. Like it's horrible. Like I don't. That's like my biggest downfall. Is just allowing my emotions. Like I don't want to text nobody back. I don't want to work. I don't want to no picnic. I don't want to do nothing.
I don't want no picnic. That's correct. I thank you for that. I really do. I feel like I let my emotions get in the way too.
I don't see it.
I'm shit. I hide it well. Okay, I must hide it really well. But I think the thing with me is that sometimes I feel like if everything is going bad, a nigga need one thing. Like everything can't be going to shit. That's just me. Like I gotta have one thing, and I feel like my show has been the one thing. Yeah. Even though I feel like I've definitely had some down moments, but like my show was like the one thing I'm like, this gonna go. I don't give a fuck if I don't do nothing. If I don't text me, if I don't do nothing all day, I'm gonna do this show. And
yeah, I need that.
If I did, I'm gonna be live at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. I did the job, baby. I'm gonna be here, you know.
See, I need that. I need that in my life. That. Like, I can't do that. I don't know why.
I be bad. Don't ever think I just show up every. I be dragging myself to here. Like,
but that's how you get to success. Like that mindset and that dedication, being consistent. Like that's literally one of the keys to being successful in life. Like doing it when you don't feel like it.
Oh hell yeah, I do that all the time. That's why my hair ain't done most of the time, but I don't. I be like, fuck it, say no. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Somebody say your teeth is so white. How you do that? Who you asking? The teeth is so white.
I got braces on, y'all.
She talking about me. Yes, you are inspiration. Others, thank you. Somebody said very consistent. Consistency is key. I've been working on that, man. I don't be having. That's like consistency is a goal for me. I know it sounds crazy, but like. I won't set goals for like 3 months, and my only goal is to do it every day. The only goal I have for 3 months would be to be consistent in whatever I'm in.
Oh yeah,
that's something that I do that every time I fall off. That's something I do. Just be consistent for 3 weeks. 3 months, whatever. Just don't make no other goals. That'll be the only goal I got, is to do it every day.
I'm gonna try it for a day too.
Yeah, like do it for a week. Just every week I want to, every week I want to show up, and just do it for a week, and then it's just gonna get into a habit. So that's like my thing. Somebody said I'm not a consistent person at all. It's sickening. Yeah, I got in trouble with routines. That's why I be having problems with jobs.
Yeah, that's me. I don't have a routine. I just get up. Like,
yeah, I hate
you can't just get up.
Shit over and over. It bugs me. Like, I don't know, but that's like my past trauma with routine. So we ain't going.
Do you structure your day? Like, I'm gonna do this at this time. Yeah, oh yeah, see, that's my problem.
But I'm not good at it though. I just try to keep a schedule just so I have something to reference. But am I gonna stick to that? Not with a fucking kid at home. I'm not. I just try though. Somebody said, yes, I'm working on my consistency. And it's me, Jamie. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Oh, I didn't even know who
she got married too.
Okay.
I see everybody 30-30 in here.
Right, okay. So, there. My son says hello, everybody.
Say hey.
Okay, they say hey, Ring. Okay, so let's keep going. I wanted to talk about, I know that this has been something you've dealt with, just healing, dealing with mental health, wanting to uplift young girls. But what made you say, like, this is your purpose?
My mind like, be transparent. I found my voice on the couch. I was pouring into somebody I was dating, and I was giving them advice about another person, I would say. And in that moment, I was like, wow, Shanice, you really have a voice. Like, you really know what you're talking about. Like, God really using you. Like, I found my voice in my broken season. Like, I found my voice. Like, my biggest fear was public speaking, because I grew up with speech problems. I grew up stuttering. I grew up, nobody can like translate my words. But I knew I had a voice. I knew I had so much to say. And I kept asking God, I'm like, God, what is my purpose? And everybody like, how you find your purpose? I literally asked God. But the thing about purpose, you don't understand that in my purpose, I asked in 2017. I woke up one day. I'm like, God, I'm tired 9 to 5. Like, it got to be more to life than this. It's got to be more than me stressing, crying about a guy. Like, it got to be more to this. So I'm like, God gave me a dream. I was on a stage with a pencil skirt on, and it was like 1,000 women. And I'm like, God, you want me to speak? I said, how am I going to speak, God, when I got stuttering problems, when I can't even like speak clearly? But I'm thinking my purpose about to come to pass in that moment. But God was like, in order for you to fulfill your purpose, I need you to heal. I need you to go through the different stages. I need you to stop your cycle. So I had to I didn't see my purpose fulfilled until 2020. And God told me in 2017 what was my purpose. And I just always been drawn to just helping girls. Like, it's something about, I have a passion. Like, when I heal, like, my life just went crazy, like books, speaking engagements, like people reaching out, like newspaper articles. It was just so much starting to happen. I'm like, God, all because I healed. And I always call healing a wall. Like, you on this side of the wall or not. But what do you got to lose to walk away from everything that's familiar to see what's on the other side of that wall? Okay. But we so afraid of the unknown that most of us won't even go across that wall to see or meet that new version of us. Like, it's a whole new you on the other side of the wall. But like, do you really want that person? So I had to really let go of the past and let go of everything and just accept it. And once God told me, like, it's some broken girls out there. Like, this pain you going through, this craziness, these toxic exes is bigger than you. So my pain was like, when I was going through like the biggest heartbreak of my life, I was asking God, I'm like, God, use my pain. Like, I could have been bitter and like, God, I'm so mad at this ex. I said, God, use this pain. Like, this pain got to be more than me. Like, use my pain. And once God used my pain, I just start like touching other women and younger women, and boom.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we got some people getting some paragraphs in here, so I think that was just a little back and forth there. Somebody said, yes, Shanice, I remember being always saying you hated speaking, and I always thought, like, no, just speak. You got it for sure. So definitely give some love in the comments. Somebody said, when I had my kids, I did not love myself. I was just going through the motions. I did not learn or come to love myself I did not learn or come to love myself when they got older in my 30s. So she got in her 30s before she was like, okay, I love me. Shanice, you are such an inspiration. You keep motivating these women because we need someone like that in life, period, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and pin this comment here. I'm pinning that comment there. I'm trying to get to them as they go.
Listen, y'all, I just put these lashes on.
I want you to see that there is definitely some love and some inspiration and inspired women definitely in our comment section here. Yeah. And it came for you. Okay, so you talk about finding your purpose. What would you say to, like, is there anything you would say to a younger Shanice, or do you think that if you had to go through all that to get here? Because do you think there's anything that could have maybe shortened the route, saved you a couple heartbreaks, couple tears?
If I had me, like, my biggest reason I want to help women, I didn't have a Shanice. So I want to be the Shanice to somebody else. I didn't have that. Like, I love my mom to death, but I didn't have a female role model. Ooh. I didn't have nobody I wanted to be like. Like, all the examples I seen, it was dysfunction. Like, I knew it was wrong, but it was up to me to trust God to go through the process to unlearn everything that I thought was normal. Like, I grew up in a household, I'm like, this ain't it. Like, I grew up, I never wanted to get married. Like, I'm like, oh no. But I realized that God had to actually come in. I know I keep saying healing, but God had to actually come in and change my thought process against marriage. Because I was happy being single. I was like, I'm content with this life, God, because I found my purpose. I love myself. But I had to really be me. Like, I had to really unlearn. Like, even though that's my bloodline, I knew I was separated for some reason. I'm all over the place.
No, yeah, okay. I was gonna ask you that. That's actually one of my questions, because I think you posted maybe your sister saying that, like, she helped, like, she was the one that inspired you, like, with style and clothes and stuff. Oh, like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, I was like, well, how did that impact you? Like, you had women.
Yeah, I got 3 older sisters.
Yeah, so you have women around you.
Yeah, a lot of women.
And so how did that not translate into you having what you needed? Like, that's what I was really wondering. You said your mom.
It was like, because I thought I had daddy issues growing up, but I really had mommy issues, because it was like my mama, she the reason why she chose these men. Like, so I didn't have daddy issues. Like, she chose these men. So by me being the youngest, it's like the youngest, they get to watch all the mistakes. Yeah. So by me being the youngest, I was watching each sister repeat each mistake that my mama was making. And I'm like, I don't really like this outcome that's going on. Right. And that whole black sheep thing is real. Like, I was always the sister who was in the corner by herself. Like, nobody understand me. Nobody understand why I was talking about God at a young age. I was always that person that, like, even now, like, when I go to family events, like, it's all love, but I still feel like the black sheep of the family. Like, even though I love my sisters, but I feel like God chose me to help them. He chose me to be the person who break that generation curse and help my sisters, even though I am the youngest.
And to be like that sometimes. That's just how it
is.
And
that's hard, being the youngest, and because I'm gonna leave that alone.
It's hard. Like I said, like it really is, especially when it comes to women. It's like, what you gonna teach me? I'm older.
Yeah. And I deal with that a lot. I did with my sisters. Like, they be like, "You the youngest," like, and they ask, I'm the baby girl, so they're not really listening to me. They like, "What you?" Even my daddy. Like, my daddy was like, "Wait, you really know what you be talking about?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like wisdom in the Bible, wisdom don't come with age. Like, God give us wisdom. That's like a gift that God give us. Like." I said, pain changed me. Like, I ain't got to be 40 to know wisdom.
Okay. Okay. By the grace of God, I hope I don't get to 40 still trying to learn.
For real, repeating the same cycle.
You absolutely right. That is a very good point. They say that's how God works. Somebody said, yes, it's where you find people your age, especially that don't have, even when you're doing the same thing. Let me see for that. You both are beautiful souls. Thank you so much, India. I appreciate it. I think that's a really good point. So, when you take that, like, when you take how you're being treated, sometimes not intentionally, because I feel like that's just the thing all over. When you take that and you have that experience with your sisters, and how do you translate that to how you talk to other women and other young girls?
That's a good question. And to be transparent, that gave me trauma with women. Ooh. When I say that, like to this day, that's probably the biggest thing I can say I'm working on. Like, I'm in a season where God's connected me with so many women. Mm-hmm. And I'm real distant, because I'm like, man, like, I don't want to get too close for you just because when I went through with my sisters, like, I realized, I'm like, hey, you got trauma with friendship, Shanice? Like, I really got trauma with women. So it's just like, I'm learning to like I had a girl text me and I was like, I'm gonna give you a heads up right now. I am not gonna always text back because I'm scared to get emotional attached to people. So I said, don't think I'm weird, but I said just give me time because I really have trauma when it comes to like women for some reason, like friendships, like trauma with my sisterhood. Like I really had trauma with that. So it's hard to take that and translate it to them. Like I realize I do it without emotions. Like I try to motivate women and leave my emotions out of it. But it's just like, how can they feel you, Shanice, if you ain't adding your emotions in it?
Right.
So that's like my biggest challenge, like right now, for real, for real.
That's real. That's crazy. That's really crazy that one of your trauma areas is tied into your purpose.
But that's what the enemy try to do. Like he would use your weakness to try to stop your purpose. Like me having stuttering problems. He was like, you know what? If as long as I keep these stuttering problems over her head, she'd never speak. She'd never reach out to women. So I had to learn how to become really fearless and like anytime I speak, I just gotta like she needs to just go do it. Like you gonna do it scared or we're not gonna do it at all. So I came with that mindset really made me just like go help that girl. She needs help somebody. Like do something.
I love it. I'm saying that's gonna be a part of the highlight clips. When I do this highlight, that's gonna definitely be a part. Excuse me. That's gonna be a part of the highlight clips. We got a comment here. Somebody said, "Yes, the black sheep is real. I swear it is. My sister and brother is so jealous of me. Can you please fix my siblings and I, Shanice? I have cried and cried. They try to tear me down. Wow, I am so sorry to hear that, Jamie.
That is Jesus.
That's hard. It's hard when you know when you just share a household with people and literally from the sandbox. You know, that's hard, man. That's hard. That's when you learn about people from a distance. What they say, we learn with a long spoon. That's how sometimes
it is. Like I tried the therapy thing, because I really wanted that relationship with my sisters. Like I really wanted that, but I'm like, let's all go to therapy. But people be against therapy, so I was like, yeah, only so much you really can do.
Have you ever thought? Because I know you have a daughter. Have you ever thought about if she ever gets to a point? Do you think about if she says something or has experience in school? You think you're gonna enroll her in therapy?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Listen, I am a big fan of therapy. Like really big fan. Yeah.
Me too. I promote everybody to take that. Anybody that's
for real. I got a whole school, but we all go to therapy together.
I swear everybody needs to go. Is that something I figure that especially if you've gone to this length, I feel like you vetted your fiance well enough. Has that been a conversation that you guys have had about going to therapy? Is he opposed to therapy or things like that?
Yeah, he actually, because he's from Miami and he moved here in January, so he did therapy for a hot second. But we doing what is it called? Premarital counseling. Okay. So before, like, in order for our pastor to marry us next year, like it's mandatory that he do counseling for us. So we're gonna do counseling before we get married because it's a lot of childhood trauma that we're still working through. Like it's people like what I put on Facebook is what it is, but at the same time, you gotta put in work. Even though God give you a blessing, we think we don't have to work no more, but we still have to work and do a whole lot to still make it work. Cause child.
Somebody said it's also hard for them to let women in their life too. That's crazy. But I say it's hard for them to let. I don't know. I
don't think so for you.
No, but you know what I will say is that the feel that I get, I hold it real tight. Like,
Me too.
Really say, like I don't.
And that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I only keep. Like I get the few that I just be like, okay, these are mine. I just keep them real close, and I'll change friend groups. I'll be cool with certain people, but there are only certain people I really hold close to my heart, and I keep those close to my heart forever. And I don't really fall out with women. I don't know. I'm not.
But that's dangerous. Let me tell you why that's dangerous. I mean, not for me. That's dangerous. Let me speak for myself because I had that too. I'll get attached. Like my best friend is an example. Like. I was over attached to her, like it became like I was closer to her more than my blood sisters, and I realized it was unhealthy at a point. So it's been plenty of times where God was like, I have to separate this friendship because you bit into your friend before you praying to me. Wow. So I had to learn how to separate the emotional attachment because once I'm close to you. And you loyal to me and you got my back, like I'm gonna make sure that I keep you close. And sometimes it became unhealthy. Like and you would make friendships as an idol, and God would I would separate everything, make some idol out of me.
Yeah, you talked about that. I know we was going in a different direction, so I'm so sorry. But you talked about that. I would have pulled my note up, but my kid and took the book. You talked about you said that in the middle of success, if you put God on pause, you'll find yourself lonely, empty, or lost. Like when you talked about experiencing that moment when you were getting your speaking engagements, when everything was put on pause.
Ooh, I felt that. I did. Because you said something I thought of earlier. Like, that's why I'm so thankful for this, because I remember in December, like, it was nobody reaching out to me to do stuff. And I knew I began to get big headed. Like, I began to love these suits. I began to love the makeup, the photo shoots, the speaking. And God was like, Shanice, this not about you. This not about no cute outfit, long hair. Like, I'm calling you to help souls. So I forgot my why. And God was like, you know what? I'm shutting everything down. When I say I normally get people to reach out, do this or do that. Or I normally get creative events. Like, I was getting nothing. And I knew God was telling me, like, I got to cut you down. I got to, like, cut it short. Because you forgot your why. Your why is for them other women. Your why is not to look good on stage. So I was like, he paused me for like 4 months straight. And then when he finally took me off pause, that's when I was like, I'm going to do the Dear Diary again. Like, I got to do Dear Diary again. But God would definitely pause you once you begin to put stuff before him. And that's what I did. I got big headed. I was like, y'all can't tell me nothing. Like, I was arrogant. Like, I was like, I'm Shanice K. Hill. I was like flipping my head.
Bro, I die every time you say your name. You just say the whole thing, bro.
Yes, that's my stage name, Shanice K. Hill.
You are so funny. I love it. Somebody said, I do not have sisters, only brothers. That is why I think it's hard to let females in. That could be. Okay, go ahead, baby. That definitely could be a... Yes, baby. Okay, I'm working. Go ahead and play. I think that's a very good point.
No, what?
Okay,
Don't
baby.
forget the K.
Okay. Go ahead, finish. Somebody said, don't forget the K. Period. Okay, I think I did. I think that's your...
I was going to tell you, but I was like, I don't want to be doing too much.
Okay, we do not want to sit on pause no more. Let's bring it back, guys. Okay, so let's talk. You have an upcoming event, Dear Brunch, the Little Girl in Me. So tell me, what really inspired this? Is this the first event coming off your pause?
No. So I did Dear Diary 2. It was a self-love one, and what was that? July 24th. So we actually just did a teenager one like last month, and then like after I did that, I made a post. I said, would y'all come if I did a Dear Diary adult one? And it was like 40 women commenting. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, okay, let me do it. I'm really scared for that. I don't know why I'm so scared. Because it's like, I have no idea. Like with younger girls, like I can't say I can control it, but I know what I want to get out of them. Yeah. Like everybody had the same questions, like what's sex, what's love. Wow. Like that was like all the main questions was like, what is sex, what's love, my parents was divorced. I had questions about suicide. Like those are 3 main topics that I was getting at my event. So it was like, but I don't know what to expect with these grown women.
Oh my goodness. First off, before we go, I know we was gonna talk about that event. What's sex?
Yeah, that was the number one top question. Like, what is sex? And the age of it was like what? I believe it was like 12 to like 15 there. Like that was the age range. And everybody wanted to know what sex feel like. Sex, like that was the main question. I was like, Lord Jesus. Wow. I was like, Jesus.
I'm not even gonna say I'm still in shock. I have this conversation with my sister all the time. And it's like these kids they far more advanced. And it's just like I really hate this. I hated that we live in such a sexualized society because we have nothing but sex and violence. And sometimes we mess the two together, and now they thinking that violence gonna meet good sex. It's just
horrible. But you know, wait. We was listening to Pretty Ricky back in the day.
But we would. But we got the last little bit of love making music. The last little bit before it turned into
to like blew up.
It was all sex. It's just all sex. We still had I'm still talking. We had a little bit of Usher. We had a little bit of Pretty Ricky. We had a little bit of. Okay, I'm in the middle of talking. You have to give me a moment. You can play. Just play. We had a little bit of love making music. So I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna talk through him. We still had that, so it's so scary now that young girls are like Christian and Blueface. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that toxic stuff. And I'm glad you just fresh my memory because I'm like, I was hurt. I've been hurt. Like, I've been in a situation where the police just called on me. Like, I've been hurt. And that's what younger girls, I don't want to say they have to see that, but they have to see that you can be hurt and you can be me. Like you can go from hurt and become me. Like it's like
Ooh.
I don't suggest be hurt, but that's reality. Like we was taught that being toxic is cute. Like we taught that if I act crazy, that guy, oh, he liked me, he loved me. Like no, like I was toxic. Ooh, I used to love being toxic.
It was a little fun. It was a little fun.
I want to flip the table over and everything.
I had fun. I think it was a little fun.
I did have a good time. I really did.
Right? We had a time last night. Boy, we had a time.
I had a time last night.
Y'all don't got to go through that.
What they say makeup sex was the best. Lord, listen, I'm trying to be celibate. I can't talk about sex.
Right? How do we teach our young girls that they don't have to go through that though? Because I feel like this is your area of expertise.
Yeah.
So how do we teach them? Because I feel like the common thing, especially for black culture, is that you gotta go through being abused, taking it. You gotta go through all the rough shit before you get to the good shit. And the reality is, you don't have to. The reality is, sometimes, a lot of times, outside of being conditioned, we choose that shit to go through that. So how do we teach our girls to not choose the bad shit to begin with and choose the good stuff, so you can flourish and be happy and be soft in the beginning? How do we teach them to choose that and not this bullshit that they're choosing?
I would say the biggest thing: stop choosing your type. Like I realized, stop choosing your type. Like you know how women like, I got a list. I want him to work here. I want him to do this. I want to do that. Get rid of our list. Cause me and my fiance, he wanted a dark skinned chick, and I wanted somebody who was like look like this. And neither one of us looked like how we wanted it. But it was like, but we knew it was a God divine assignment that brought us together. Like we knew it was God. But I think the biggest thing is like that type. You don't understand. You was attracted, you're not attracted to tall guys 6 feet. You was attracted to toxic because you seen toxic in the household. And we think we want this particular person. Like every guy I dated, they all had this familiar spirit. Like when I met them, I'm like, dang, I feel like I've known you my whole life. Whole time, you remind me of my daddy. Whole time, you remind me of my daddy. So I'm like, every guy I dated, they all was good daddies, but they treated their partners horrible. And that's what I seen with my daddy. Like my daddy was like this wonderful dad, but he treated my mama so poorly. And I realized I was attracted to that. And I think I have a type. But I'm like, why I keep running to this same guy? Because I never healed from that dysfunctional family and that thought process. So just like, get rid of that list. Like I feel like, I'm like, God, I don't want to pick, you do your thing. And I finally let go of my will and choose God's will. It was like, God, whatever you want for me, I'll take it. Because I'm like, God, let me be single and let me just look fly, drive a Range Rover with my daughter. Like, that was my dream. And God was like, no, you somebody's wife. Like, you somebody's wife. Like, I created you to love somebody else and help that person with their purpose. Like, I was content with it. But get rid of your list. Like, that whole list. And because, child, that list gets in trouble. That type. Everybody got a type, but I don't know why. Like, I ain't never had a type.
I got one. I know exactly what.
See, listen, you almost on your husband.
When I've gotten older, it's gone from a certain type of man to characteristics that I would like in a man. So now my list merely consists of traits that I would like a man to have. Now, however he look, please just make him attractive. But however he
looks, Lord.
He has to have certain things. He has to have certain type of characters.
Yeah.
So that character can be attached to Billy Bean, Bob, Joe, DeAndre, Terrell, whoever.
Yeah.
But they have to have these characteristics that I like. Somebody said he wanted Pam and got Gina.
You better love it, Gina.
I love it. Okay, and then what else? Because I know you talk about a lot of these things when in your event, but what's one thing young girls can do today to start loving themselves, or that what's direction they can take to start loving themselves more?
My favorite thing when I was healing was mastering my board season.
Oh.
My board season, listen, my board season was the most crucial part of my healing journey. Because listen, so Monday through Thursday, I was with my daughter, I'm working, I'm busy. So I wasn't thinking about no guy. But when Friday hit, I was alone. So that's when everything hit me like, dang, Shanice, you ain't got nobody. Your daughter went to her dad's house. I was so bored. And like, you know what? Let me just call my old boo up. And boom, I'm back in my toxic cycle. So mastering that board season, and it's so crazy how God used my board season. Like every Friday, I finally learned how to like stop going to an ex. So my Fridays, I watch a show and I decorate. And I'm like, it's crazy how that was my go-to. I said, now God allowed me to have a decorating business. Now that I used to always decorate every Friday just to keep myself out of trouble. your boring season, like you have to master that because all it takes is, oh, can I pull up on you, Netflix and chill, and like you back with Boom Boom and JJ, whoever their names is.
Yeah, I love that.
Like that boring season, that was my biggest lesson, was mastering that season, mastering your alone season. Like I took myself on dates. I brought myself flowers. Like I did all of that for myself. Like I was always the girl. Like I want a guy to do something special for me, and I just started doing everything for myself. Like I got dressed up for myself, got my hair did for myself, and I just started dating myself. Once you date yourself, you ain't gonna wait on no man to date you.
I love that. I love that. And y'all got to attend this event. So I hope whoever get this ticket, I hope you have a ball because they got something to talk about. Okay. And so we're gonna finally get to this event. But I think those are some great.
Girl, you did some good questions.
Thank you. That is like
I don't want to talk about the event.
I'm so happy to hear that. And so you have Dear Brunch, Little Girl and Me coming up. And tell us a little bit about, who you help to serve with this event and what's the purpose of it.
I think my main goal, because it's called Dear Diary, and I was like, dang, why did I call
it? Wait, is it Dear Diary or Dear Brunch?
It's Dear Brunch, but it's pretty much Dear Diary combined. Okay. So I'm gonna always keep Dear Diary for like the future events. So it's like pretty much combined. But like I was like in the beginning, I really just wanted a safe place. I realized women don't have that safe place where they can just vent to and just like open up about certain areas. Like we're gonna do like a Soul Train thing where we're going to have like women on this side, women on this side. There's going to be a mirror in between. So as this person walking down the Soul Train to their favorite song, we're going to throw out like affirmations. We're going to throw out like powerful words to uplift her. I want her to look at herself like as she walked down that lane, like as she see herself. And then we're going to like write a letter to the woman we want to become, write a letter to that person needs to forgive. And then we're gonna burn that letter, like get like in the affirmation and hold hands and just whatever we can do to uplift. We got brunch, mimosas, like chicken and waffles and everything.
I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, and so tell people where, because you still have a ticket available. So yeah, one moment, I'm almost done. Tell people where else they can purchase tickets for your event.
I want to give it away. I really want to give both of them away. Like if you can help me come up with something to help give it away, like I want to give both of them away.
Oh, okay, so well, you want to do a first come first serve? Whoever inbox who after the
no, I want like an icebreaker or something.
Icebreaker. How? Okay, you want to do it right now? You want to do it on the show?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, what you have? You want to do an icebreaker? What you mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something creative, like that somebody can, like a question or something, like who be transparent, who be open, like. I don't know. I gotta think of something.
Okay, you want a good way to win this ticket? I don't know. Okay, the first person. Okay, so how about this? The first person who we think can give us the best answer for the question. You want to do that? The best answer that we think. So who can tell me? Somebody. I'll give one question and you give one. So how about that? I'll give.
Oh Lord, I think not.
So whoever can, I'll take the best answer for what has been the most rewarding part of womanhood. I feel like womanhood is definitely not 18. I feel like it's definitely 21, and I feel like it's definitely after 25. You hit a different streak in life, regardless of where you are in your healing process. I feel like there's just something different that hits. You start to realize you got this timeline for having kids, and every woman has it. 30, 32 is like that time. So I feel like when you hit 25, you start being more realistic, and I feel like we have like this epiphany. So I'll take the best comment about the I don't know, the biggest realization you came to about womanhood. Like I'll take that. I don't know if that was too long-winded, but I don't know.
I got a question too.
Okay.
So who shaped your definition of love?
Oh shit.
So like who can be transparent?
Shit. Answer her question. Her questions are better. Answer to me. This question is a lot better. You know what? Answer hers. Let me think of one. I don't know. You know what? I do got a good question.
I don't know. You should don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, babe. I don't know.
Like, Mama, you don't know.
I would say this is a question I asked in a previous episode, and I think the woman that answered it so well and so confident. So I'm going to say, what would you say in 10 words or less to your future self? The future woman, the best
I
version of
love
yourself.
that
What
one.
would you say in 10 words or less to the best version of yourself?
That's
the future
perfect.
version of you. What's 10 words or less? You drop me that in my comment section. We're gonna go ahead and get these tickets away. While we're waiting for those responses, Shanice, tell people where they can follow you and listen to your podcast, because it is a good podcast, y'all.
So Apple, Spotify, every podcast platform is Fix Your Crown Sis, and Instagram and Facebook, Shanice K Hill. Don't forget the K,
okay?
Because a lot of Shanice Hills out here.
But it ain't none with the K, okay? It ain't none with the K. So I see y'all in there. Drop in the comment section. Shanice, give them your question one more time. Actually, let me type this in here. What's your question, Shanice?
So what was my question? Who shaped your definition of love?
Okay. Let's put this in here.
But your question was really good too.
I was trying to think of something. I was mind blown. Let's see. Who shaped your definition of love? Who shaped my definition of love? I don't know.
Who shaped your definition? That's a good question.
Who shaped my definition? That's a good question. Who shaped my definition of love? I would say, honestly, nobody. I think experience, and with the help of shows like Black Love docuseries that's on
Oh, I like that.
With shows I love. I shot that show from the mountaintop. They done such a good job. I tell everybody that I could meet about that show. Yeah, I love that. Yes, it's such a very insightful show. So I think my own experiences and shows like Black Love docuseries have definitely shaped my definition of love, or what it to look like, what it should look like.
What it should look like.
Yeah. So yeah. What about you? Who shaped your definition of love?
I don't know. I think I'm still learning.
I like that.
Because like what I thought was love is what I thought I seen growing up. I thought that was love, but I had to unlearn that wasn't love. So I think I'm learning the correct way of what is love through my own journey.
I like
that. I don't think I never seen like two people really in love with each other, like for real. I don't think I seen that many people like genuinely in love, like you ain't got to go through hell to get it. Like I ain't seen that too much.
Yeah. They got to the marriage line. Yeah, I'm thinking of some. I don't even know. I'm thinking of.
And that's sad that we can't even think of people that like they who got married. Who that's sad that we can't even think of that.
Yeah, that is really sad. Okay, it's there. Give me a second. I'm almost done. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead.
They can inbox me if they want to. Like whoever wants the ticket, just inbox me. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, if y'all want a ticket, make sure you guys at the end of this live head over to Shanice's page and inbox her so that you guys can win a ticket. And so we got where to find you. We got how to get ticket. Oh, you got how to get the ticket. And before we go out, we gotta go out the same way we came in. Shanice, you gotta give me something you're grateful for.
I am thankful. I said this opportunity. I'm just thankful for purpose. Like for purpose. To be able to pour and to be used by God to help somebody else. I am thankful for that.
Absolutely. I love that one. I thought I was gonna steal that one. That was I would say, I am grateful for, I guess we're doing the P's today. I'm grateful for the pressure. I'm grateful for the pressure.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it definitely, when I'll be wanting to feel like I'm just gonna quit, but something to me just ain't in my soul, man. And it hurts me to push forward, but it's gonna hurt me to my core if I gotta quit. So I'm thankful for the pressure. That definitely mows me. I'm definitely grateful for that. Somebody said you guys did great, really enjoyed this. Like, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all share this live with 3 friends you think would love it. So that's our gratefulness. We're going out to say we came in. Shanice, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really enjoyed you. And I have to tell this though. So let me tell you. All right, I'll tell you my little story, my anecdote. So years ago, we were in high school. So this was like 11 or 12, and I was working at Wendy's. Let me know if you remember this. I was standing on Mac, and a certain person with the name of Jay, you were driving, and Jay was in the
Janelle.
I know he said that. You know, I don't be running for.
Listen, I tell it all. Say the name.
I forgot. Out of my bag, I forgot you. Okay, so Janelle was in the passenger seat, and I was standing on Mac because I was headed to work at Wendy's. And me and Janelle was cool, and Janelle was like, give my homegirl Cherrell a ride. And you look like, okay. And I was just like, Janelle, what she want to give me a ride? You can't just be opposing rides on people, goddamn. But then when he was like, come on, let her in. And then you just like kind of smiled a little bit. I was like, oh, well, she's really nice. Okay, thank you. But you gave me a ride.
That's not like me.
It was, because at first you was like, nigga, how you know when you heard a ride? And
he was cheating on me. I had to make sure you wasn't nobody that he was cheating on me with. For real. Listen,
Bro, I feel
roll
it
when we
though.
get cheated
I
with.
feel it. Niggas get to be volunteering people fucking services. How you know, bro? How you know?
I think I remember that. Listen, I've been in
But
class
yeah,
with the
you gave me a
sister
ride to work.
wives.
Yep, you gave me a ride to where I was working at Wendy's on Van Dyke and Gratiot, y'all. And
Oh
her
my
ex-boyfriend at
God,
the
I
time.
remember that.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta tell. I never shared the story, so I'm like, yeah, fuck, I got her on the show. I gotta tell her that I remember it. So yeah, y'all, that's that one time.
This is
But
nice.
yeah, I know, right? You were so nice. Okay, I never heard about her.
Okay, that's not one of these girlfriends. We good.
Right? She can come on. That's so funny. But thank you, Shanice, so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on. I really appreciate your time, your humor, your personality. I'm super excited. My sister's actually attending your event, so I'm gonna ask her how it went and everything.
Okay, cool.
I'm so excited. Yeah, and I guess that's it. Shanice, you got anything else you want to tell the people?
I love y'all. That's it.
Period. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight, as y'all do every Tuesday night. My name is Cherrell Carter, you guys. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show and this and a podcast. I will see y'all next Tuesday. Peace.